Hello and welcome back to War or Nothing, the #1 podcast for amateur and professional boxing across the UK and beyond. Today I'm delighted to be joined by a very special guest in Danyaal Amjad, a boxer from Lions Boxing Gym here in Brierley Hill. I was fortunate enough to follow Danny all the way through the development championships, where we saw a boxer who isn't willing to take a backward step, a flashy boxer, a boxer who is prepared to meet you and give his absolute best. It's a really exciting episode and one you definitely don't want to miss. Danny, thanks so much for joining me on the War or Nothing podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
For those that don't know, how did you come to the sport of boxing?
Okay, so I was always in and out of boxing from when I was young, probably about 12, 13 years old. I went to a couple of white collar gyms, bounced around here and there, just to keep me out of trouble, really, from school, stuff like that. So, but then, because I live with my mum and my little brother, things happen. You just got to work, you got to earn some money here and there, got to go to a school, college, university. Life basically just got in the way. And then around COVID time, one of my friends, who sadly now passed away, his name's Ali Tazim, he introduced me to my old boxing club, Pound for Pound, where I came from. And he introduced me to the gym, just encouraged me to come down. And I've always loved boxing, I just never had the time. So I made time for it, and he helped me get into it really well. To be fair, he would take me to the track and stuff like that, and all the stuff that you need to do outside of the boxing gym I started doing, and then everything in the boxing gym just all fell together, and we just started fighting and been addicted since, and just keep fighting. So
I want to get into Pound for Pound and then talk about where we are today. Obviously we're at Lions, ABC in Brierley Hill. But first and foremost, you just mentioned there kind of doing the things that a boxer needs to do. Talk to me more on that. How do you see that, the outside work outside of a boxing gym?
if you want to be at the top, you can't just rely on the stuff that you do in the boxing gym. You at the boxing gym, 3 times a week, if that, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're there for an hour. That's you can't win anything with that. You've got to be doing your runs every morning or every evening, whenever you like doing them. You got to eat right. You got to do your S&C work. You got to do your recovery. You got to do the odd extra session of boxing technique in your own time, because the coaches, they can take you to a certain place, but they're not your dad, they're not your mom, they're not gonna watch you 24/7. So you got to take responsibility, and you've got to go home, and whenever you get an extra hour, do an extra bit. You got to watch boxing. I think you have to watch boxing as well. Try and study it from a different point of view. Watch your own fights, watch different fights, watch other amateurs and pros, and pick stuff up that you can't do in the boxing gym. And if you do all of those things, and then you're lucky on top, you'll be at the top.
Do you remember the first time that you saw boxing? Probably it was on the TV, I know.
TV. I don't think, let's think back, the last fight, probably. It'd probably be a Mayweather fight. Back in the day, Mayweather fight. I think it was like Mayweather and Zabjuda or something like that. Back day. It wasn't live. That's the first time I watched it. And then since then, you pick up like your favorite fighters and stuff like that, and you just keep watching them over and over and over again. The fights you missed, and then the ones that you've watched 5, 10 different times. So yeah, probably then.
I think you definitely have to be a student of the game and study as well. And like, there's still classic fights that I have not seen that I need to go and watch,
100%.
And I think there's so much out there to kind of digest and
100%.
take bits away from. Have you found that like watching different fighters has informed your style?
Yeah, 100%. The favorite fighters that I have, they make you subconsciously, and when you're trying to do it yourself, like you're looking at yourself in the mirror, and your image is like of what you were watching 5 minutes ago. It does mold your style. Like, I'm heavy on Golovkin, Mike Tyson. I like Canelo, like fighters like the Usyk. You just pick up little bits and bobs here and there, but to be like, they're really good amateurs as well, and then they turned over pro, and they've just undisputed titles after titles.
I saw you box at the development, so I've kind of got an idea of what I think your style is.
Yeah.
But in terms of your opinion,
Yeah.
what is Danny's style?
Yeah, when I came to Lions, like you can ask Kev, Josh, the team. I was really raw and really aggressive. I'd rush my work a little, but as they've put more time into me, and I'm a student of the game. I love to learn. Started using my feet more. Started using my brain more. A style probably. I couldn't tell you just yet. To be fair, I couldn't tell you. But it's a mix. It's a mix. Because sometimes it depends who I'm fighting. You can't fight the same fighter as you would another fighter. It depends.
Adaptability.
Yeah, you have to adapt. The best fighters, the ones that did adapt the best.
Yeah, I found it interesting. We were talking off camera before about the difference between fighting and sparring, and kind of the desire to do both essentially.
Yeah.
You found there's a difference there. I mean, you've said, I hope you don't mind me saying, but you said that you sometimes struggle to get going in a spar because it's not the same sort of, I suppose, adrenaline dump you get in a fight, right?
100%. Personally, I think I spar real bad. Like, I'm a bad sparrer. I don't know what Kev would say or Josh, but whenever I've gone to spar, I sparred good kids, bad kids, in the middle, better than me. I think it's the head guard, it's the big gloves, it's the really controlled. It's practice, innit? It's practice, so it's not real. It doesn't feel real. Whereas when you take the head guards off, you get on small gloves, and the guy genuinely wants to hurt you, and you want to hurt him. I know you want to win, like everyone wants to win, but like you still want to leave him with something. I do anyway. Like, you can't do that in sparring, really. It's just practice.
The reason I bring that up is because it seems to me like you do have a kind of aggressive style, and
Yeah.
you know, everything's got a bit of purpose behind it. It's intentful, the shots that you throw, especially your right hand.
Yeah.
It's your right hand that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Especially in the Midlands rounds.
Yeah.
You threw a wicked right hand in the lead up to this year's developments,
Yeah.
and actually ended up, doing a bit of damage to yourself there.
Yeah.
But talk to me about how you developed that shot and have that much kind of venom and intent behind it.
It's intent. It's all just intent. It's practice on the. I hit it the same I do on the bag. I hit on the same on the pads in sparring. I try and tone it down, but repetition of just wanting to hurt someone, put him out. And a lot of my fights, it's been a downside and good, to be honest, because when you know you have it in the locker, you're always trying to look for it. And the more you don't look for it, it's there. And that's what happened in the Midlands rounds. Like, because I've had a year off in the first round, I was like really looking for it, really looking to hurt someone and just get it through him and punch right through him. As I was calming down and stuff like that, I was finding it a lot better. And it's all intent.
Yeah.
And if you tell yourself in your head, I am going to hurt him, and I want to hurt him with a punch, you are going to hurt someone. If you just go to point score, you just tap him and just go for the points and stuff like that. It's good, you need that, but every now and then you need to put something behind that shot.
With the time off, you think you're eager to make a statement?
Yeah, 100%.
Talk to me about that time off briefly, because how did that come about, and what has it done for you moving forward, do you think?
So originally the time off, I hurt my hand. I've had hand problems all throughout boxing. I hurt my hand last year in the championships. We fought through it, and we went to the semi-finals. I fought a good kid, but I hurt my hand in like the Midlands round last year, and they let me. We carried on, and we just went with it, and had about a year off out of competition. I was advised by the doctors to just let it heal up. Just kept having problems, saw surgeons, saw whatever I needed to do, and I had the time off. Came back to sparring about 6 months before the championships this year.
Yeah.
And I hated it, the time off. I hate time off. Because the training part, really, I know it's part of the journey, but that's not what we're in the gym for. We enjoy the fight.
Yeah.
everything else is like, we have to do it. And we understand we have to do it, so we do it. But the fight itself, that's the exciting part. So having no fights for a year, that was really hard. That's probably the hardest part of all my career so far, being off fighting for a year.
I think you're punching too hard, mate. That's the trouble.
You know, I've only got one stoppage. I've given a crazy amount of counts, but I've only had one stoppage, so there must be something missing.
Do you go in now with that kind of mindset of like you want to stop people, you want to get people out of there?
Every fight. I don't even like. Sometimes as I was getting on towards the latter stages of the championships this year, it wasn't more so stoppages. It was more so just dominating and being like so convincing and hurting him so much. Where if you're a judge and you're looking at it, you're a referee, you're looking at it, you're almost enticed to stop it.
Yeah.
That's through body language. That's through punches.
Yeah.
That's through how like I'm communicating with the referee, how I'm back in the corner, how I'm talking to my coaches. Because body language is big, and I tried to carry it through the whole tournament. To be fair,
when I saw you there, so obviously I saw you before the semis, wasn't it? I think the day off. Yeah, day off, wasn't it? Yeah. And you seem very calm from the off. How do you approach in a competition like that, especially semi-finals? Was it the quarters and semis, wasn't it? Is that right? No, semi-finals. Sorry. Approaching those types of stages of a competition, how do you remain so kind of calm and collected?
To be honest, I try to be as religious as I can. Yeah, so I'm quite a religious person, but leave it all to God. The result is already written. Like, that's what I believe. The result's written. I've just got to do my work, and God's gonna pick me or him that day. So that's all.
So kind of
It's out of my hands.
Religion informs the way.
Yeah. It's already done.
Has that always been the way for yourself?
Yeah. So win or lose, it's all God's plan. Obviously I get upset when I lose, as anyone would do, and I'm really happy when we win, but it's all God's hands.
Do you practice?
Yeah, practicing Muslim. So we believe in one God, and like it's not just about praying 5 times a day and believing in one God. You also have to be like a good person, morally, do the right things. And there's some similarities between the boxing gym and our religion. Like, you come to the boxing gym, it doesn't matter how rich you are, how poor you are, the size, nothing matters what colour you are. In the ring, you still got 2 arms, 2 legs, you bleed the same. It's not going to help you in there. Same as if you go into a mosque, whatever colour you are, however much money you have in the bank, you're still the same. You can pray next to the richest guy in the world, and then you can, on the other side, you could be the poorest man in the world, and you're still the same. God's going to see you the same. And when you die, you don't take anything with you anyway. So just be a good person, and that's what I think makes me calm in the ring anyway. Like, I know I've done all the hard work. I know I've prayed. I've done everything I can, and now it's just in God's hands. So religion's a big part.
Yeah, you've done the work, and that's it. You leave the rest to
God. Yeah.
Yeah. I think especially around, well, let's talk specifically about developments. You can enter the developments from, I think it's 5 bouts, isn't it?
4 to 20.
4 to 20.
Seniors.
Yeah. So you could be stood across from somebody who's had 20 odd bouts, right? And in your head, you're bigging them up, thinking, oh, yeah, how am I gonna box this person? Right? How am I gonna work around this? But like you just said, if you approach it with everybody's equal, everybody's got the same sort of chance as me, that I suppose would inform that sort of sense of calm. And
exactly, it's funny you say that, because in the semi-final I fought someone with a stupid record. He's got like 17-0 or something. He was in the Midlands. I was fighting lads that only had 7 fights, 8 fights, 9 fights, probably half and half lads. And if I looked down upon him and built him up to be way better than he is, I can make that one way, way harder, and I can make that one harder as well.
Yeah.
So you have to look at them as anyone can beat you on that day. It takes a little bit of luck, all the hard work that they've done, mistakes on the day, and anyone can beat you. So you can't overlook anyone, regardless of record. Records are for DJs and amateurs anyway. Like, you can have the best record in the world, or you can have the worst record in the world. still two men going to fight.
Yeah, doing what you love, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
In the developments, I thought you boxed brilliantly. We've talked a bit about kind of the final against a very good kid from Islington Boxing Club. He was quite long and rangy.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing the nice work on the inside. For our viewers and listeners, maybe I'll put some footage in and they can see for themselves. But how did you see that bout from your point of view?
You know what? He's a very good kid. Very, very good kid. And you should be when you're in a final. And you're always going to be in a fight. So I give him props. I just didn't do enough. Like, there's no excuses. I'm not going to sit here and say, this happened, that happened. It was down to me. I didn't do enough. And the better man on that day won. And looking back on it, there's a lot of things I can improve on. So it's not like a loss to me. It's a lesson. And I know everyone says that kind of stuff, but if you really, really take it in and think of it like that, you can learn so much from a loss. Like, you will learn so much more from losses than you will from wins. And I'm grateful for that. It was a really good fight, really competitive fight, and fair play to him. He's a really good fighter. And I did say to my coaches, like, if someone is going to beat me, it would have to take someone really, really good to beat me. And fair play to me, he done it.
So yeah, lessons taken from that final then. Moving forward, what is next for Danny?
Healing up first. All the injuries that we sustained and all the knocks and niggles, get them out the way. Actually have like specific time off, my eye, my hand. And then I think as fighters as well, you should enjoy the time off as much as you should enjoy the fighting and stuff like that. Because then what are you doing it for? If you're just fighting, you're wearing your body down subconsciously. You're always knocked up. You need that time to recover. And I've got a few holidays booked with some of the lads. We'll still do our odd training sessions there. Like, we're never gonna not train, but stay fit, heal up, and then come back for the NACs. Get a few bouts in before then, and just keep fighting and just get as much experience as possible.
So we'll see you out at the NACs, yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Look forward to that. Two final questions, Danny. What does boxing mean to you?
Yeah.
First. And then after that, what does Lions as a boxing club mean to you? So we'll start with boxing. What does boxing mean to you?
Boxing's just... It's hard to explain because it's all... I wake up, I think about my training sessions. I come back from my training sessions, I'll think about my next training session. I think about what I'm going to eat to fuel my next training session. It's my life, basically. It's everything that I'm doing revolves around boxing. So saying it's everything, it would be too simple.
Yeah.
It would be too simple to say that. It's hard for me to just explain in detail of what it is, but I would just say life is my life at the moment. Boxing is just taken over, and I wouldn't want it any other way, to be honest.
You start in life at pound for pound. We touched on that.
Yeah.
You found yourself a new home at Lions.
Yeah.
What does this gym and this group of people mean to you?
You know, it's a funny story how I found out about Lions, because when I was about 14, 15, I'd say 14, 15, I came to Lions back when Bob was on England. We used to have a blue little bag up there, a sandbag that was absolutely rock solid. Like, I'm not even joking to you, it's rock solid. And me being me, just went up, punched it. This is my first ever time going into an amateur boxing gym, because I was bouncing around in different white collar gyms. I came to Lions for about 3-4 months. And then I said I had to start work and stuff like that. But this was actually my very first amateur gym.
Oh, wow, okay.
It was actually my very first one. And then I went to pound for pound, and I had about 10 fights for them, 11 fights for them. I always wanted to come back. I had it in the back of my mind, I'm going to come back. I just wanted to come back with some experience. I knew the type of fighters we had here, like Osama, Will, Tom Jones. We have really, really good fighters here. I didn't want to be that type of kid that's going to come and bring nothing to the team. I wanted to be someone that's half decent, come here, learn off some people and teach other people. They want to just be a leech. So then I had some fights, and I came over. and I've learnt so much. Kev, Bob, Julie, Josh, Big John, Simon, all of the coaches. I know I'm missing someone, but all of the coaches, they're like family. I call them outside of boxing. I go with the fighters that I'm with, Will, Osama, Brad, all these fighters, I see them outside of boxing. So it's not just my boxing family, it's just his family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think you spend so much time with people in the boxing gym, and it's all about boxing. You should take your time out as a fighter.
Yeah.
Check up on the people that put time into you outside of the gym. Check out if they're okay, and how they're doing as well, because they've got lives and they come, and like the championships, Kev's got a kid, Josh has got a missus, they've got families, and they took their time out. They went up to Newcastle with us, then they come down to Kettering. They take away their time on the weekends where they could be spending it with their family, and they spent it with us, trying to get us to the top. So that's family, and I'll always be there for them just as much as they're for me. And equally, the people that I was with in the early part of my journey, from pound for pound, they're family too, and I would look after them in a heartbeat too. So everyone just come together, and they're family, man.
Well, Danny, I'm really looking forward to what's next, especially seeing you out of the NACs.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure to watch you box and film you at the developments. And like I say, I can't wait to see what's next. So
Thank you very much. I gotta just say one thing, because if this goes out and I don't say anything about my mom, she'll kill me. But literally, I know you said, what does boxing mean to me? But I honestly do this all for my mom, because she gave me everything. She gave up everything, early life, early adulthood, for her. Having 2 kids, having 1 job, working 2 jobs sometimes, bringing us both up. We didn't have any male figures in our household, any at all. We didn't have any help, and my mom, she done everything for us. So that's the one person I'm doing it all for. I'm my little brother, but my mom especially, it's all for her. So I do wish one day I can repay anything that she done for me. I know it's gonna be hard, but I'll try my very, very best to repay her. Everyone, whoever's watching, everyone, go and give your mom a hug if you still can, because no one ever gonna love you like your mom loves you. So yeah, it's final message that.
Danny, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure.